Boom! Welcome into Sports Spit 2.0. Betting Insight today, Pauly and Teddy, SBRpicks.com. Wednesday, April 4th. Masters preview is here. Picks, props, we'll run it all down coming up. Going to be the biggest Masters ever in Nevada in terms of handle. And the 1 seed could be over after tonight. Raptors at home against the Celtics. We'll get to that, and we'll turn the shot clock on before we get out of here. Tiger Woods hype. Unbelievable. We'll get to that. He was 100-1. Now he's as low as 10. Actually 8 in some spots as well. Bad beats, bad bets, bad for the books. Tankapalooza. What a job by the Hawks, Teddy. As high as 9-1 on the money line. Up 8 with 3 minutes. They don't score the rest of the game.
Yeah. 13-0 Miami closeout. Mike Budenholzer gets the Tankapalooza award for last night. Brutal if you had Atlanta on the money line, of course. Probably shouldn't have the tanking teams on the money line at this stage of the campaign. Heat get the win. Hawks play well. They get the money plus the points. They do not win the game in straight-up fashion. Yeah, Atlanta money line. That's a Tankapalooza award bad beat.
Jesus. Brutal. They have the home and home. They play again in Atlanta, and Miami's laying 8. Bad beat, bad bet. Cardinals, well, this was tough. Plus $1.20 the opener. Went off 103. They led 4-1 in the bottom of the 8th. The game started with back-to-back and belly-to-belly for the Cardinals and ended with back-to-back with Yelich and Braun. 4-3 in the 9th, back-to-back. Brewers win, walk-off 5-4.
Yeah. 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th with those back-to-back homers off Dominic Leone. And it was consecutive pitches in that contest. Brewers with the walk-off. St. Louis takes all the money. That's bad bet. Of course, if you had the cards, it's a pretty bad beat as well. And St. Louis, there are issues right now in early season play. Let's put it that way.
All right. We got some tweets on this one. Brutal. At Real Sports, but at Teddy_covers. Nuggets laying 3.5, up 11 with a minute left. Foul. Make free throws, hit a 3. Foul, hit a 3. Pacers hit a 3 at the buzzer, down 6. That was horrible. Up 11 with a minute, and the Nuggets couldn't cash the ticket.
And that never happens in the NBA. You know, the bad beats in the NBA are very rare compared to other sports. I shouldn't say that. The bad beats in the NBA, you have fourth quarter collapses, but the final minute meltdowns, you know, where a team's up by 11 and they don't cover 3. That doesn't happen a lot in the NBA because you don't have that many fouls and 3-pointers, but happened last night. Brutal. Pacers 3 at the buzzer. Denver does not get the money. That's a bad beat.
I'll tell you that Nigel Seeley, who's with SBR contributors, unbelievable. He said Ronaldo would score yesterday plus money. Took him 2 minutes in the Champions League against Juventus, and then he had the bicycle kick, one of the best goals I've ever seen. That's a bad bet, and it's over. First leg, the Juventus loses at home 3-0. Real Madrid was $2 to advance. Now they get the second leg at home. That thing's over, as that was a bloodbath in that one, and a terrific goal by Ronaldo. If you didn't see it, check it out with the bicycle kick as they win. And Juventus was also a man down in the second half in that one. Bad bets. Nets Sixers over 221.5 to 224. Fell 216. Good Philly defense. Top 5 in efficiency.
Yeah, I mean, the defense is getting better and better. The great focus here. And then, of course, Brett Brown shut the game down with Philadelphia comfortably ahead in the fourth quarter. Ben Simmons, plus 21 in his 25 minutes of play. Didn't play a minute in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Important to consider with Philly on the second of back-to-backs tonight.
All right, you explain these two. Kings money on the road against Phoenix, and Indians-Angels heavy steam on the under. Game went over in the first inning.
I think the Kings money I can. When you see this steam on the tanking teams, you know, we talked about it yesterday. There's money on the Knicks. There's money on the Magic. There's money on the Bulls. I'll just put it this way. Not my money. Sacramento bettors, they got what they deserved. Kings from +1 to -2.5. They did not, of course, win the game. Indians-Angels under. I mean, I couldn't tell you exactly what the bettors were looking for, but the bottom line is when you talk about a total that gets bet from 8.5 down to 7.5, and then it goes over in the first inning, yeah. We'll call that a bad bet, Pauly. Ohtani's 3-run bomb gets things going for LA in a blowout win over the Indians. Bad bet for all those who had the under.
Well, we were talking about Tomlin on yesterday's show in the preview, but Jesus, a 7.5 in an American League game with those two guys? Please. Plus, the Angels finally exercised the demons. They'd lost 12 in a row to Cleveland. One more. The A's, $1.10 up to 145. They lost. Hamels pitched well. A's lose at home 4-1. A bit of a disappointment so far. They're 2-4, all at home, and they were such a strong home team last year.
Yeah, I mean, Cole Hamels was a lot better than I thought he was going to be last night. 11 strikeouts in 5 innings of work. That did not bode well for Oakland bettors. With 35-cent move towards the A's, the books got to keep all of that money.
Bad for the Bucks, a couple New York teams. Nothing going to stop that Yankee money, $1.55 up to 180. Gregorius bails them out with 2 home runs and 8 RBIs because Stanton, 5 strikeouts, and they booed him.
Yeah, welcome to New York, kid. But it's yeah. I don't care. You hit 59 dingers last year. You hit 2 home runs on opening day. Who cares? What are you doing here in the Bronx? 5 strikeouts. We'll boo you. No problem. But the bottom line for the bookmakers, they better be aware. The Yankee steam train is already rolling. We saw the books get clobbered with Dodgers money again and again last year. Yankees, the public likes them. The wise guys like them. Big steam move yesterday. All that money cashed. Bookmakers better adjust quickly when it comes to pricing the New York Yankees.
Bullpen struggled again, too. File that away. Yankees bullpen off to a slow start. Knicks, Magic, under 212 to 207. Look at that steam. Knicks score 73 points at home against the Tragic.
Orlando allowed a season low in points. The second lowest opposing field goal percentage, 34.9%. The second lowest three-point per shooting percentage. The Knicks hit 14.8 from beyond the arc last night. The fewest points allowed by the Magic since an 86-70 win against the New Jersey Nets on March 16th, 2012. Yeah, the under money came through. The under money cashed in. Bettors got that one right. Books took a bath with the Knicks unable to score.
All right, and this was bad for the books. This was a strange game. So no Rozier, no Larkin, and the Bucks went from 1 to 4.5. The total went from 206.5 to 204. It went over because of the late fouling and shenanigans at the end. But down 6 at the buzzer, Jaylen Brown lays it in. Total bullshit. I couldn't believe it. I know you got to get the best number, but I know that was people also reacting to no Larkin and no Rozier. But Jesus, down 6. It doesn't make any sense. He just lays it in at the buzzer. It falls for. Incredible.
Yeah, I mean, again, the guys who are playing in the game aren't thinking about point spreads and totals, shouldn't be thinking about point spreads and totals. They're just out there to play.
Shoot a 3.
It's our job to
try to win the game, for Christ's sake.
I mean, there's no time left. You throw up a shot, it's what they do. The bottom line is, this wasn't a good result for the house. All the Milwaukee money in early, -1 up to -2, up to -3, up to -4, that all cashed. Anyone that bought back when the line got to 4.5 was able to cash with Boston. Side fell in a very bad place for the books, but they did get some of it back with the total money coming under as it snuck over late, as you mentioned, with all those late fouls.
And as we said earlier, this exploded late because of all the fouls and the 3-pointers and a couple turnovers. His 11-point lead was knocked down to 3. Pacers Nuggets 217.5 bet down to 212. 107-104 Nuggets.
Yeah, I mean, this game with legitimate playoff meaning, and it looked like a playoff game. Those teams were tired, and they were just grinding, under cashed with relative ease. All that under money. Now, big steam move on the under there. That went in favor of the bettors. A bad result for the house.
All right, we are ready. Up next, the Masters preview, props, picks, and we start with the 1 seed on the line, the rematch. They just played, and the Celtics beat them. Boston in Toronto tonight on SportsBit. Betting insight today on SBRpicks.com.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.
All right, Pauly and Teddy back on SportsBit 2.0. Big game breakdown thanks to Intertop Sportsbook, 22 years online. Sign up, deposit, and win. Raptors at home, 7.5 and 206 the total against Boston. Toronto will essentially wrap up the 1 seed with a win. They lost last night in Cleveland, and Boston lost a tough one in Milwaukee. They played in Boston Saturday. It was 110-99. The Raptors have lost 5 of 8, Teddy. Their defense is struggling. More on that coming up. But all those guys were out with Boston, and it still didn't matter. And then we had some late fireworks in that game.
Yeah, we sure did. Things got really heated in the final seconds. 4 technicals were assessed between the two teams. We had Marcus Morris get hitting with 2 and ejected. CJ Miles got one. Serge Ibaka got one. And, it was a situation where Morris was dribbling in the front court and he was fouled with just under 11 seconds left to play. And then he started jawing back and forth. His quote, I just thought the game was over. And I think the foul was a little too much, being down 10 with 10 seconds left. It got a little heated. I don't know necessarily that it's something that's going to factor into tonight's game, but make no mistake about it. There's a lot of bad blood between these two squads already. And of course, we're talking about a pair of teams that, if things go as projected, will meet somewhere down the line in the postseason. The Celtics, in the second half of that ball game, they used some zone, and it really stymied the Raptors. They won the fourth quarter 28-15 after trailing going into that fourth quarter. Kyle Lowry, quote, "It had a lot of effect. We were stuck outside. We just didn't figure it out quick enough."
And now they lost at Cleveland again. And Lowry, who went to the Villanova championship game, obviously he was tired. He was terrible. And they, at least if you can't make a shot, play some defense. Calderon lit him up in the first quarter as the Raptors lose again. And Casey not happy afterwards. Quote, "Right now we've got to find our rhythm on both ends of the floor. Whether it's on offense or defense, that slip sliding away from us. We've got to get that back. We've got 5 games to go. We've got to find our identity and get back to being who we are." I mean, you don't want to give people ammunition. And Lowry gave people ammunition going out late in San Antonio at the game when Villanova wins. And then in a huge game against the Cavs, he had nothing. That is now 0-9 ATS. That's a horrible run for the Raptors. 0-9 ATS since March 15th. Favored in 8 of those games as well. And this tweet from it's John Schulman. This is hideous. This was after they lost to the Cavs the last time they played that 132-129 game. The Raptors have been best at taking care of business. They beat up on the bad teams. But after 2 losses to 2 top 10 offenses, only the Cavs have been worse defensively against the league's top 10 offense. They are 28-1 with 99 points per 100 allowed against the worst teams in the league. The top 10 teams on offense, 115 points per 100 possessions. That is cause for concern. That got my attention. That's embarrassing. And right now, Toronto's a fraud. That is unbelievable, that stat, that they just beat up on the bad teams and the good teams destroy them on offense.
Yeah, I mean, that is really a great graphic to look at. Again, allowing 98 points per 100 possessions, number 3 in the NBA, against the weak teams, against the good offenses, number 29 in the NBA. Only the Cavs are worse. That's meaningful information. And of course, you talked about that 0-9 point spread run. You talked about the fact that Dwayne Casey is like, I don't like to see a number 1 seed in the East saying, we got to find our identity 5 games before the playoff starts. I don't like the fact that Kyle Lowry was in the midst of a huge stretch. This is Boston, Cleveland, Boston again, and he's out partying in San Antonio. I understand Nova's in the title game. I understand they win a national title. I understand his quote, "I'm still a professional. I just missed shots. I got back in time. I didn't miss nothing. I just missed some shots." But the bottom line is Kyle Lowry stunk last night. Of course, It's going to help because he's playing against Kadeem Allen tonight. The Celtics point guard situation is really a problem. Look at the thing from the Twitter before last night's game. Again, Terry Rozier out. Irving, Smart, Larkin all out. So here's Kadeem Allen, a guy who was signed, from the D-League, from the Twitter account last night. Steven says Tatum, Brown, and Horford will also share point guard duties. Any of you might play point 2, he says to the media. But you look at the numbers from Allen last night, really overmatched. 23 minutes. The rest of the game, Boston didn't even have a point guard on the floor. 2 points, 2 assists, 4 fouls, 1 turnover. Wasn't pretty for the youngster against quality competition. I'm not sure it's going to be pretty tonight against an angry and hungry Kyle Lowry.
Sure. They can't win this one. Jesus, that would be ugly. All right, time to the Masters preview. We love it. Gets underway tomorrow. Tiger tees off at 7:40 Pacific. And please, I'm begging you, please do not bet Tiger Woods to win the Masters. You're late to the party. He was 100-1 a while ago. Then it kept going. As he did well at a couple of tournaments, it kept going and crazy. And now 30-1, 20-1, 10-1. You can't bet Tiger Woods to win the Masters. Not to mention, I know I'm surprised people root for him because he's a pain in the ass and kind of a jerk to begin with. And when what he did to his ex-wife. But in any event, why would you bet on a guy that hasn't won a major in 10 years and hasn't won a freaking golf tournament in 4 years, Teddy? It's ridiculous here. There's lunacy. The true odds should be, 100-1, 75-1. He hasn't won in 10 years.
Sure. I'd say the 100-1 is an appropriate ticket for Tiger Woods here. There is zero. I mean, I don't know how to say this any strong. And it's Tiger mania. It's Tiger hype. You look at the Masters ratings, historically, it's all about Tiger. You know, when Tiger's in contention on Sunday, the ratings are sky high. So we understand the attention that the bettors are going to play towards golf's biggest name. No question. Tiger Woods is going to attract attention. And remember, the only thing the TV networks are interested in is ratings. So they're going to pump Tiger as much as they possibly can.
Oh, yeah.
As a bettor, we know better. So basic concept, and the whole thing, I am not a golf expert. I do understand basic concepts of betting. And basic concept of betting number one, there is zero value betting Tiger. And of course, you look at the quotes, you know, from contenders. Jason Day, quote, I think when it comes to Tiger and Tiger Mania, everyone wants to see him win and play the way he did before. I think everyone's kind of solely focused on Tiger and what he's going to do here and seeing if he can get to number 15. That's fine with me. I can just focus on what I need to do. Same story with Bubba. You know, Bubba's quote, it's great for the game of golf. It's just going to help more people love the game of golf. I mean, Tiger, I hope everybody gives him attention. And I just kind of sneak through the back nine, roars, and somehow pull out a victory. That's what they're trying to do. Let Tiger get the hype. The other guys are going to win the tournament.
Yes, and there's great value in this and why it's going to set a record betting handle in Nevada because you have the unbelievable value because Phil, big name, is playing well. Bubba won in 2012 and 2014. How well lefties play at Augusta. Thomas is on a roll. Everywhere I go, people say Rose and Casey. So there's some great value out there with other golfers as well. And there's always some bombers and some long shots that happen in these tournaments. I mean, look, it wasn't a major, but Poulter was 60-1 last week. Many people have said this, and I agree with you. Let's play against Tiger in some matchups.
Yeah, absolutely. So betting concept number 2, you want to spread your future money around a little bit. Rather than if you want to play Tiger, I'll tell you not to, but it's okay. Put your bet on Tiger. Bet a couple more guys. When it comes to futures, you want 3, 4, 5 wagers. What the guys that I know that are successful betting golf, they'll have 1 or 2 short shots, 1 or 2 longer shots in their portfolio. But betting concept number 3 is in my mind the most important. You know, your best bets in golf are matchups, not futures. Yeah, everyone wants the 10-1, the 50-1, the 80-1, whatever. That's great when they hit. The problem is they don't hit. The matchup, someone's going to win. A or B. I'm looking at a couple of matchups for sure. Betting against Tiger. Spieth, what, minus 140 against Tiger? Justin Rose, minus 115 against Tiger? These are, Spieth is what? 2-1, 2-11 the last 4 years. Rose, 14-2, 10-2 the last 4 years. Tiger, as you mentioned, hasn't won anything in years and hasn't won a major in 10. I think those are 2 that really stand out as solid wagers, but not the only ones. But in general, your concept, bet matchups, not future.
Yep, Rose should have won it last year, and people love him at 15-1 in some spots, and Casey at 28-1. These are from William Hill, some props. Brandon Grace to make the cut, yes, minus 210. DeChambeau, 240. Cantlay, 260. Ian Poulter, 360 as well. Lowest round score by any golfer at William Hill is 65.5, under minus 120. Now we have some fun with top finishes. Top 20 finish, Fowler minus 120, Day minus 130. Top 10 finish, yes, Phil plus $1.65, Bubba plus 155, Tiger plus 125. And then you have, look at the respect for Justin Thomas, Rory, and Spieth at $1.10. That is top 10 finish. And there are plenty of, and this is just how nuts it is, Teddy. At the South Point here in Las Vegas, they have a yes-no on Tiger to be the leader after the first round and to win the damn tournament, which is, let's calm down. He hasn't won in 10 years. It's crazy. Although it's a stupid price with that as well. There's a couple other things on Tiger. You could get involved after the first or second round if you want to bet him to get better odds. Usually a slow starter. You can do that. They'll repost the updated odds after the first round and the second round. And I like, will he finish in the top 20 of the tournament? Yes, minus 160. I think that's a good bet.
Sure. Well, when we talk about the concept of Tiger, back in the day when Tiger was actually the best golfer in the world, bookmakers around town were doing everything they could to discourage Tiger money. What was he like? He was like 2-1 in the Masters one year. I mean,
Yeah.
they were everything they could possibly do to stem the tide of Tiger money because there was so much Tiger money and they were paying it out again and again and again when he was winning. Well, what's happened? Tiger's not the same golfer that he was, but the public loves this guy. So the bookmakers are creating anything they can to attract Tiger money. The whole concept, Tiger versus the field you were just talking about, that's all about the concept of let's get all the suckers who want to bet on Tiger Woods and give them, oh, look at this big plus price, Tiger versus the field. It's a sucker bet. Avoid it, in my opinion. That's all I got to say. Masters decided by a playoff. Did we talk about that one?
Yeah.
At plus 240? You think it's going to be tight down the stretch?
Decided by a play, yes. Yep, that's happened a few times. No is minus 280 if you want to say no playoff. And this happened 3 times in 2016, and it happened last year as well. Will there be a hole-in-one? No is plus $1.15. Although, again, it's happened, 4 times in the last couple of years. In 2016, it was crazy. I think it was 3 times on 16 in the same day. It was nuts. All right, fun discussion. Can't wait. It's going to be – the handles continue to go up, 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 and up no matter what sport it is. Record handles in Nevada with these crazy sporting events. We'll turn the shot clock on with some Masters picks as well. Play of the day coming up on SportsBit 2.0 betting insight today on SBRpicks.com.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SBR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.
Wrapping it up, time to turn the shot clock. Rapid fire. Pauly and Teddy at Real SportsBet at Teddy_covers. How about some Masters picks? I would say any value, we got to go Tiger to finish in the top 20, where yes is minus 160. His lowest completed round score is 68.5 under, minus 125 in that one. But again, he's got to prove it to me. He should be able to prove. He's got to prove it to you guys too. He hasn't won in 4 years. Hasn't won a major in 10. Let him. Come on. Let's not get crazy here with 8 and 10 to 1. Minus 160, top 20 finish. What Teddy's going to give out a big price here. Go ahead.
Yeah, a top 20 finish. This is Tiger Woods. He's a washed up has-been, okay? You're betting on, Mike Tyson, circa 2003. Yes, Tiger Woods was once the greatest golfer. He was the greatest golfer for a long, long time. My prediction, he'll be lucky to make the cut. Tiger, a bet against, not a bet on. How many strokes will we lose the Masters by? An infinite number of strokes. Tiger's not going to be there down the stretch on Sunday.
Jesus. Wow. That is plus 375 at the South Point. Will he miss the cut? I've also had people tell me Phil's going to miss the cut as well, but Tiger's talking smack. He seems confident. He's also got a little Stormy Daniels thing going on too, and the ex-girlfriend says she wants to throw out the non-disclosure agreement as well, that Tiger was cheating on her. So he's got to worry about that again, possibly being a distraction. Money time, play of the day. Lowest round, tough beat with the Spurs, huh? Christ, up 19. They couldn't win by 2. Lowest round score by any golfer. This is a shop around. I know William Hill was 65.5. We'll go under 66. Very important here. Under 66 at the South Point, and that is available at other places. Under minus 120. Lowest round score by any golfer for the Masters. How do you like that?
I love it conceptually. However, you do want to be sure to shop around. If there's 65.5s out there, 66, obviously the better the number. If you're getting the better of the number, you get to push on a 66 instead of losing. That's worth having. That's a big half stroke when it comes to finding the best number for your proposition wager.
All right, very good. We recap round 1. We look at what's coming up on a great NBA card. We have a lot to get to on the next couple of days here on SportsBit. Betting Insight today on SBRpicks.com. Thanks to Intertops, and follow us on Twitter. Great job to the crew. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Check us out.